In this world that's full of just carnality and worldliness, like obviously this is the world, so I'm saying worldliness, but what I mean is we live in a world that's like so absent of spirituality to the point where certain people are starting to do things that's like cartoonish. I'm gonna get surgery to get taller. I'm gonna get surgery to get a bigger head. I'm gonna get surgery to get broader shoulders. Like, you might as well just change your whole fucking body up. You got these people compromising themselves, doing things for the appeasement of other people, other fleshly people who don't really matter, who bleed the same way they bleed. You compromising yourself. This person from Georgia, a Navy vet, 27 years old, spends $81,000 on limb lengthening surgery after being rejected by a woman for being too short. He goes through a painful operation, boosting his height from 5'5" to 6 feet. For what? Because you're immersed in this carnal world, this carnality, a cesspool full of confusion where people do things for the appeasement of other people, where people do things for the appeasement of fleshly people. Like, it's mind-boggling to me where motherfuckers go to great lengths to do things just to, just to have some sort of satisfaction or self-fulfillment in that moment. But then in the long run, they may regret certain things about what they've done. All because they wanted to appease somebody or they felt like it would make them feel better. These things that people are doing are not natural. They're not natural occurrences for change, for improvement. Like, if you're somebody that's fat and, you trying to get a girl and a girl say, hey, I like guys with muscles, then that's different. That's understandable. But if you're short, you're 5'6", and a girl that you like tell you that they like tall guys, there's nothing you could do about that. Unless you find some sort of workout regimen that aids in getting taller. Because I think there is ways to get taller, but it's rare. Just in terms of like trying to, do it in a natural way. Like certain people, they do dips or they may do squats. Especially like lift ups. Like if you got like a big dresser and you like pulling yourself up, like you put your hands on top of the dresser and you just, you push yourself up, like push ups in that way, like standing push ups on the dresser. Like I do that a lot. So it may be ways to get taller in that aspect, but it's rare to find it. So you compromising yourself just to appease somebody that said that they're like tall guys, which is like a common thing for women. A lot of women like tall guys. You already short. You're already losing that battle. I have a lot of short people, short cousins and people I know that don't have problem with getting women. Like it don't have nothing to do with their height. It's all about your swag, your personality, as well as the energy between the two, the woman and the man. But you don't have to appease the woman and find yourself, in the long run, regretting it. You don't have to do that because at the end of the day, like I said, you're going to find yourself regretting it. And in certain cases, maybe not. But is it still worth it? Is it still worth it? It's just crazy, man. A man has spent $81,000 on limb lengthening surgery after being rejected by women for being too short. Having felt self-conscious about his height for years, Denzel Seegers, who was a 27-year-old Navy medic from Atlanta, Georgia, went ahead with the procedure in December 2022 to become a half a foot taller. Prior to the operation, he said he would avoid going to parties or going out, and he was shy and soft-spoken. Now feeling like a new man, he is showing off the results on TikTok, standing tall and 6 feet compared to his previous 5'5". But look what you got to walk on. Like, all this for what? All this for what? Just to appease somebody? At the end of the day, that's vanity. If a person don't like you for you, then it's no need for you to compromise yourself because you already lost. That person don't like you for you. They like you based off of what they want you to be. Is that real interest? Is that real borderline love? No, it's not. It's just not, bro. Did you really want to grow taller? Or is this based off of satisfaction for other people? Is this based off of satisfaction for other people? as opposed to self satisfaction. You can't find no self fulfillment out of that. I'm all tongue tied and all that, but you can't find no sort of self fulfillment out of that. Anything that you got to do that's unnatural in order for you to improve something on your body, there's no self fulfillment. You can't tell me that you're self fulfilled. You can't. It's a delusion. That's all it is. It's a delusion. Like these people who, they wake up in the morning and say, they wake up in the morning as males. They say, I want to be a girl. And they go through the little operation. Are you really self-fulfilled? Anything that you do that's natural, that would be more self-fulfilling than doing some shit just to appease somebody or feel better after you was, convinced that this is something that you should do. Like, come on, bro. Like if you fat and you want to talk to a female and the female likes guys that's muscular and with six packs, then you're gonna go to the gym, you're gonna work out. Because that's a natural improvement. That's a natural way to improve your body, improve your health. Doing things like getting surgery, lipo, and all this nonsense it's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. It's carnal. The Atlanta patient had to undergo 6 separate surgeries, with the first taking place on December 21st, 2022. 6 surgeries. It's just ridiculous, bro. I was always a very timid and reserved child and was always scared to be myself out of fear of being judged or unaccepted. Denzel told needtoknow.co.uk. See, this is a culture of this society where people, they want to, hide in their little shell or feel like they got to be under a rock, or, they're scared to just be themselves because they put so much power into the acceptance of people. They put so much power into how people view them. Nah, man, you got to be self-defined, man. You have to be self-defined. And in my teen years, one time I was rejected by a girl I had a huge crush on. And although she found me attractive, her reasoning was that I was too short and too young for her. Well, shit, when I get older, I'm going to have more swag and I'm going to show you what I'm about. Like, okay, I'm too young, but I'm still attractive to you. Like, females are capricious, so you don't really want to do some shit that's compromising to the point where, you may see her again and she's not satisfied. Like, you may have a situation like that because that's how their minds are. Wavering, capricious minds. It's not necessarily a negative on a woman. I'm just talking about the natural aspect of the female. One day they think this way, the next day they think the other way. They have a proclivity for this one day, the next day they have a proclivity for that. I held on to that and would always consider my height before approaching women, which would often cause me to miss out on opportunities. Another major thing that stood out for me was that as much as I loved playing sports and I was very good at them, I refused to join any of my school teams because of my small stature. I mean, you have a lot of short dudes that's playing sports. Like, is this really a real story? Like, it just seems weird. Like, okay, so you was short and that made you not want to excel or propel yourself in the sports world because you were too short, even though you were still good at sports. If you're good at sports, you're good at sports. Like, it shouldn't matter. Like, you're good at sports. You have a lot of, I'm not going to say like height challenge. I don't even want to say that. Just more so like you have a lot of people in the sports world, a lot of football players, basketball players that aren't necessarily tall or to the standards of whatever sport they're in. They're not necessarily tall to the standard of the sport they're in, and they still excel. I mean, come on. We go through the names like Muggsy Bogues and Spud Webb and Nate Robinson and guys like that. Even in football, you see the running back, Tyreek Hill. Like, come on, bro. The height don't really fucking matter when it comes to sport. It matters in certain aspects, but if you're good like you said you was, it shouldn't matter like what height you are. At the end of the day, that should supersede that. That should overpower any sort of challenge when it comes to your height, any sort of deficiency when it comes to your height. Now, at the end of the day, like you see a Chris Paul in the NBA, certain things that he just can't do. But what I'm saying is he still was gifted enough to make it to the NBA. You get what I mean? Even with that height. But he was 6 feet, same height as this guy. But you get what I mean? Like, even guys like Muggsy Bogues, he made it to the NBA with that height. So it's not necessarily about height. I mean, when you get there, it may be a thing, but just as far as like the journey, as far as like the dream, like you can make it if you're good and you hone in on, your gifts that the Heavenly Father blessed you with. Spending an entire life wishing he was taller, Denzel started researching limb-lengthening surgery in August last year before going under the knife himself. I looked into many different ways to get taller over the years, but there were never any realistic options, he added. I found out about limb lengthening and booked my appointment immediately. I had no particular inspiration, but I just knew I wanted to recreate my body and mind. Come on, bro. The way you recreate your mind is humbling yourself to the Heavenly Father. The way you recreate your body is what you consume and how you work out. It's going to be hard for you to get taller, but at the end of the day, all that matters is making sure you maintain good health. And, that's it. Spiritual level, obviously, you want to maintain that rapport, that alignment with the Heavenly Father. But on a carnal, worldly, physical level, maintain good health, and, be discernful and be discreet in what you consume. See, the Most High emphasizes separatism, separation, being set apart, which is holy. That's what holy means. It means separation, going back to the word kodash. So when it comes to the understanding of the laws, the statutes, the commandments, it really invokes separation, us being set apart from the ways of this world. Because even from the ancient time to now, it was already a system in place for, a cesspool full of confusion, a cesspool full of things that are contrary to the Heavenly Father. So we're supposed to separate ourselves from that because that's what is pervasive. So it's important for us to understand why we adhere to what we adhere to, because it invokes separation. So the ways of this world is what you see where people, they like to have surgical procedures to compromise themselves for the appeasement of somebody that they like. It's important for us to understand, put things in proper perspective. Respect what the Most High blessed you with when it comes to what you were born as, what you were born with, so on and so forth. Ye shall therefore keep all my statutes. This is Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 22. Ye shall therefore keep all my statutes and all my judgments and do them, that the land whither I will bring you to dwell therein spew you not out, and ye shall not walk in the manners of the nation which I cast out before you, for they committed all these things, and therefore I abhorred them. It's talking about the people of Egypt. But I have said unto you, ye shall inherit their land, the Canaanites, and I will give it unto you to possess it, a land that floweth with milk and honey. I am the Lord your power, which have separated you from other people. So why do people always try to push this aspect of the Heavenly Father loving all, loving everybody? That's not of the Heavenly Father. The Heavenly Father does not love all. He only loves Israel, his people that he chose, that he separated from other people. Ye should therefore put difference between clean beasts and unclean, and between unclean fowls and clean. And you should not make your souls abominable by beasts or by fowl or by any manner of living thing that creepeth on the ground, which I have separated from you as unclean. And ye shall be holy unto me, for I, the Lord, am holy, and have severed you from other people, that ye should be mine. Like even when I talk about James 4 and 4, that's another emphasis on what the Heavenly Father is about when it comes to the aspect of separation. It's not about being all inclusive, being in this melting pot full of confusion where we conform to things that the other people conform to because we want to get into this group think type of mentality. No, it's about understanding who you are, why you're special, and why the Heavenly Father positioned you apart from all this stuff, and why you're supposed to uphold that, live up to that.